Queen Mary I, or Mary of Tudor, nicknamed Bloody Mary, was the first female queen of England. Born on February 18, 1516, in Greenwich, near London, England, Mary of Tudor was the only daughter of King Henry VIII and his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. Mary of Tudor was a Baptist and a Catholic. As a young woman, she was taught by her mother in matters of government. When King Henry VIII wanted to divorce Catherine, he wanted to establish a new church, the Church of England, to remarry Anne Boleyn. He abandoned Mary of Tudor, making Mary an illegitimate child. Anne Boleyn also prevented Mary from seeing King Henry VIII and Catherine again, and even removed Mary from her status as a princess. It was not until Anne Boleyn was deposed and executed that Henry VIII returned to Mary's attention. On condition that Mary acknowledge his position as the head of the Church of England and acknowledge her status as an illegitimate child, Mary reluctantly gave in, causing King Henry VIII to restore Mary's status as a princess and to plan her engagement. Princess Mary was now godmother to Prince Edward, the son of King Henry VIII and his third wife, Jane Seymour. King Henry VIII also made Princess Mary, although still illegitimate, one of his heirs to the throne, after Prince Edward and the other legitimate children. Until Prince Edward succeeded his father as King Edward VI in 1547, Mary seriously turned to Catholicism and spent most of her time in private chapels. When King Edward VI died in 1533 at the age of 15, Mary fled to Norfolk after Lady Jane Grey was secretly crowned queen with her support. At that time, some supporters and the public demanded that Mary return, believing that Mary should be the real heir to the throne. Mary returned to London again, ready to reclaim the throne that should be hers. Mary eventually became Queen Mary I, ruling England and legitimizing the marriage between King Henry VIII and Catherine. At the age of 37 when she ascended the throne, she aimed to bring England back to the Church of Rome. She intended to marry Philip II of Spain, who was 10 years her junior, after only 2 meetings, to find a Catholic heir and prevent her half-sister Elizabeth, who was Protestant, from having a claim to the English throne. This greatly displeased the English nobility, as Philip II was Catholic. The English nobility and Protestants were displeased and rebelled to prevent the marriage between Mary I and Philip II. However, most of the rebels were captured and killed. Mary I had over 300 people killed and burned at the stake to contain her enemies and heretics. By this time, Mary was also known as Bloody Mary, or Bloodthirsty Mary, for her murderous ways. However, the marriage did not result in any heir between Mary and Philip II, and Philip II seemed to be bored with her, spending very little time in England and more interested in traveling to trade with the New World, America. Mary devoted much of her hope and love to Philip II. In her desperation for an heir and the mental and physical pain from trying to conceive a false pregnancy, in 1558 Mary suffered from urinary tract cancer, or ovarian cancer, which eventually led to her death. As a result, Elizabeth succeeded to the throne as Queen Elizabeth I in 1559. The hope of restoring Catholicism to England was also dashed along with Mary I. I believe many people are familiar with the folk legend that is often told that if we hold a candle and stand in front of a mirror in a dark room and say Bloody Mary repeatedly, we will see a ghostly woman in the mirror. Some say that she will say, "I killed your child. I took your child." Some say that she does not say anything, but only comes with a creepy, horrifying face. We tried to find information and found that what is likely is that, as we mentioned above, Queen Mary I had a great desire to have an heir and tried to fake pregnancies frequently, which caused abnormal physical and mental conditions from the fake pregnancy. This story became gossip in the royal court at that time until it was revealed among the public. The belief and rumor that Queen Mary I was punished by God for killing people in a bloody manner, causing her to be unable to have children, was gradually added until it became a local legend of a woman in a mirror calling for her child. However, the legend of the ghost in the mirror may not have originated with Queen Mary I. It was found that in ancient Greece, there was also a belief about looking in a mirror while sick that if the shadow or ghost in the mirror stared back at us, it meant that we would be cured. But if the shadow or ghost in the mirror tricked us, we would die before we could get married. This may have been the origin of this belief in later Europe. Some people believe that the ghost in the mirror story has nothing to do with Queen Mary I, but rather Elizabeth Bathory, who was nicknamed the Queen of Blood, who killed hundreds of women to bathe in her blood. Some people say that it may have been Mary Worth, a witch who was executed in Salem. However, there is no conclusion on whether this ghost girl in the mirror is Queen Mary I or anyone else. But whoever it is,